Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and we've got a little bit to talk about. Yankees Hot Stove on Yes Network is going on. Hello, everybody. Again, thank you guys for stopping by. We appreciate you guys tuning in for today's live stream. We're going to be doing one every single day of the winter meetings because, as boring as it's been, not going to lie, the winter meetings, there's not been a lot of rumors at all. But Jack Curry in to save the day in a sense. Definitely dropped some bombs on Hot Stove. So, we're going to talk a little bit about what he talked about with Juan Soto. We're going to talk a little bit about what he talked about with Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And then we're going to open things up for you guys to ask questions. We're going to be going for about, an hour and a half to 2 hours. And we certainly want to get your guys' perspective on everything. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe and share. Get this out to friends. I want as many people stopping by as possible. So without further ado, I'm going to just share some links. And then after that, we'll get things started. Let people kind of come on in first before we get too much into it. So I apologize for, you're going to be hearing my keyboard for a little bit. We are live. Stop. All right. Let me just tweet this out. And all right, it's tweeted out on the Fireside Yankees. Need to get it out. It's probably should have done it beforehand, but not really doing my best due diligence on that front. Been trying to handle all the quotes and all that stuff coming out. But with that being said, let's get started with William I'm not gonna be able to pronounce your last name, bud. But William, how you doing today, my friend? And anything on Soto yet? So Jack Curry was pretty optimistic about the Yankees and their chances, of going out and getting Juan Soto. This is what he had to say about the Yankees and their ability to, kind of re-engage with the Padres again. He said, I believe these two sides will make their way back to each other. Also added on that the Yankees know they need to land Juan Soto. When it comes from Jack Curry, it's different, right? Like if Jeff Passan was saying this, no duh, right? Like if John Heyman was saying this, sure. If anybody else was saying that, fine. But when it's coming from Jack Curry, that is a guy who's plugged into the organization more so than really anybody else. And, I really do think that this is going to be a situation where the Yankees get this deal done. I am very confident that the New York Yankees land Juan Soto. You can quote me. That's what the internet's for. But I really do think that the New York Yankees are going to end up with Juan Soto. And I feel like the reports that came out today, it's just different. As LA Yankee King said, by the way, thank you for stopping by, LA Yankee King, the GOAT of Yankee Twitter, of course. It just hits different when Jack Curry's saying it. I want to talk about some of the other teams that were apparently involved. The Giants have apparently made an offer, so have the Blue Jays. But a couple factors here. Number one, the Giants are an in-division rival. We don't know what the Padres' motivation is to trade him to the Giants after letting Bob Melvin walk there. And then number two, and the big thing here, for the Blue Jays, the Blue Jays don't really have what the Padres need. Like, I know Alek Manoah is a guy, but I'm going to just cut it to you guys flat. I'm not sure. From what I've heard, I don't think Alek Manoah really has that much value. Obviously the incident with him, not reporting to AAA is going to rub teams poorly. He hasn't proven himself to have fixed any of his issues. Yes, he is a year removed from being a Cy Young candidate, but end of the day, it is not a very enticing package. And it is a guy who already has about 2 years of service time. So he's going to be entering his arbitration years relatively soon. He's going to cost some money. At that point, you might as well just take Michael King. So it definitely hits different. And then the Mariners. So Jerry DiPoto just said it's actually less likely that he's going to trade pitchers after last night's trade. So that would indicate to me that they're not really interested in getting Juan Soto. If they're not motivated to trade pitching, and that's coming from the GM, I don't think they're going to be very motivated to go out and trade for Juan Soto when it's going to take a lot of pitchers. Again, the Yankees were asked for 7 pitchers. And I can tell you that I know one of the 2 guys that were not named. I'm not going to drop that name. But one of the 2 guys that were named, they were pretty good. I'll just say that they are a top 10 prospect in the organization. So they were asked for a lot in that package. There was no way the Yankees were going to take it. As Jack Curry kind of mentioned, they were trying to talk that down a little bit, maybe get to a more reasonable number of players and a more reasonable value being given up for Juan Soto. And he also mentioned that that the Yankees know that this package is going to sting them a little bit. So I think the Yankees are willing to pay a hefty price. But when you're talking, all right, you got to trade Drew Thorpe and Clark Schmidt, and then you got to throw in Michael King, that's a lot already. And then on top of that, 4 more pitchers. I think that's really the thing for the Yankees that stopped them from making that deal. And I think that the Padres will have to be talked down from that offer. Hope the Yankees can get Soto without giving up Thorpe or King. I don't think they're going to have to give up both. I think they'll have to give up one of them, but certainly not both. I think a more reasonable package, if we're talking about Michael King, I think you could see Michael King and Chase Hampton, and then maybe a Randy Vasquez, right? And then like a Richard Fitz. I could see that being a package. I think that would actually be able to get a deal done. I don't want to throw this out there because I don't want people to think I want him traded, but Ian Hamilton would actually make a lot of sense in this package. 5 years left of relief help for the Padres, and he was one of the Yankees' best relievers this past season. So definitely think of him as somebody that could be enticing to the Padres. I wonder if maybe the Padres, could look at him as, a high leverage reliever for them. So if you were asking me, hey, what is a way to get Juan Soto without giving up both Drew Thorpe and giving up Michael King? I think a package of maybe Clark Schmidt, Chase Hampton, Ian Hamilton, and Randy Vasquez would definitely get a deal done. Like, that would be a lot of value for the Padres. They would be getting, between Schmidt, Hamilton, and Vasquez, they would be getting roughly 250 innings of really good work. I'm going to just go on Fangraphs really quickly here and pull up the numbers that those three guys combined for, because they were all really effective for the Yankees. They gave the Yankees kind of what they needed. Going for team stats here, and we're going to go through Ian Hamilton, Randy Vasquez, and we're going to do Ian Hamilton. We're going to do Clark Schmidt, excuse me. And if you look at these three guys as a whole, it was 254 innings of a 3.92 ERA. That's pretty good, right? Like, that in and of itself is really, really good. So I think that would get a deal going with the Yankees. And then you throw in a prospect like Chase Hampton, who, was ranked in the top 7 for Baseball America, will certainly be a top 100 prospect on Baseball America, already is on MLB Pipeline, will likely be on Baseball Prospectus, will likely be on ESPN as well. So, the Yankees do have the pitching talent. It's just a matter of the Padres making a more reasonable ask. Hey, Trevor, how you doing? Trevor's my guy. He's been on every single stream. This guy is locked in, tuned in. Before we get into the Yankee offseason stuff, did you see the GTA 6 trailer? I did not actually see it. I have yet to see it. I have to. I have GTA 5. I actually got it for free. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try to buy the game when it comes out. And maybe I have to upgrade my PC. I mean, it's going to be 2025. I'll hope to make upgrades on my PC by then. Maybe we'll do some Fireside Yankees on GTA. Trevor Alley also asked, feeling good about what Jack Curry said on Yes about Soto and Yamamoto. And yeah, he also added on the Yankees highly desire Yamamoto. He made it seem like the Yankees are really interested in him. He also mentioned to watch out for Hideki Matsui to be somebody who's involved in those meetings. Matsui, of course, 2009 World Series MVP, up there with Tanaka as one of the most successful foreign or international stars to come over to the U.S. and play for the Yankees. Certainly, one of the most beloved Yankees of his time. There is not a Yankee fan who really doesn't like Hideki Matsui. And of course, was part of that 2009 team. And as I alluded to earlier, World Series MVP, certainly the type of guy you bring in. And I really do think you get a lot of buzz around that. The MLB channel says the Yankees need to get Soto, and Jack Curry seconds this. The Yankees feel like they do need to get Juan Soto. So I really feel confident that this deal ends up getting done. Thoughts on Michael Fishman's comments about how they're not being evaluated, but they're evaluating the company. Can't remember their name. Yes, Zealous Analytics. Personally, I think that it's a nothing burger. I know how dumb this sounds, but I just don't really care, right? Like, I don't personally care about that whole process. I don't really care how that audit or whatever they're going to call it is going to go. As long as the Yankees make the right decisions, that's fine, right? Like, we're not going to get an in-depth look as to what that looks like. And I understand. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what's going on with the Yankee organization in terms of that audit or whatever you want to call it, I guess the reference point, whatever you want to say. But they brought in Zealous Analytics. They have smart people. If it's kind of the idea of you can lead a horse to water, but you can't teach it how to swim or whatever it may be. I don't know. The point is, if the Yankees don't know how to have a good baseball operations, Zealous Analytics is not going to fix that, right? The Yankees have to take it upon themselves to be able to do that. And I think evaluating an external organization instead of having the organization come in and do it for you, it should at least help them learn a little bit more about being a modern company and being a modern business in the baseball sense, right? Like, you're trying to relay data in a way that's understandable for athletes. So it's harder now than it's ever been. There's more data available now than there's ever been. There's a greater collision between, I guess the way you would say is old school and new school philosophy, even though those both of these concepts really do line up with each other. So that's how I feel about, the whole situation. I do think that the Yankees are going to benefit from this. I don't really think it's that big of a deal that they're not the ones being evaluated here. If you are interested in re-signing Wandy Peralta to a 2-year, $10 million deal, does that sound fair to you? Absolutely. I would do this any day of the week. $5 million a year. The Yankees need a left-handed reliever. They don't have left-handed relievers. I personally think that this would be a deal that would get Peralta back and would be a deal that the Yankees would make. Maybe Peralta could get a third year elsewhere. Would I do 3 years, $12 million? Yes. Would I do 2 years, $10 million? Yes. I would do anything within the $4 to $6 million range in the 2 to 3 year range. I think that's a fair deal for Wandy Peralta. And I am writing solo for the night. This is kind of a spontaneous live stream. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just kind of like, hey guys, I'm gonna do a live. They're like, all right, man. The guys have things to do as well, and they're busy handling all the stuff when it comes to shorts and other videos, and Alex handling some articles too. So definitely handling things right now on the live, a little bit solo, but I would take Yamamoto and leave Soto for next year. That's a hot take. I wouldn't do it. I would take Soto. I would take Soto any day of the week. I want Soto. That is who I want. That is who this team needs. I need this so badly. I need this more than I've needed anything in my life. And I think every Yankee fan in this comment section would agree. Juan Soto is that guy. Juan Soto is a special talent. Juan Soto is the type of player we have not had it for a really long time. Do I think it's going to be hard to find a pitcher that can get you that, like, hey, this guy is the number 2 to Garrett Cole type, vibes that you get from Yamamoto? Yes, you're not going to find a pitcher as good as Yamamoto on the market. But according to Jim Bowden, that number can get close to $300 million. So to me, that screams the New York Mets. I think the New York Mets are going to say, here's $290 million, come play for the New York Mets, and then that's going to get done. That's my opinion. I think the Yankees are highly interested, but I think they're going to be distracted with Soto. They'll get Soto, and then, kind of pivot elsewhere. What's up, guy? Oh, already talked about Yankee King. That's my guy. I just witnessed the fastest typer of all time typing. Wow. I'm actually not a great typer. I only type with my pointer and thumb. So I cannot type with my middle finger, cannot type with any of these fingers. All 3 of these fingers are useless. They're just placeholders. I type with these. I can maybe type my middle finger sometimes, but it's all pointer finger and thumb. It's not fast. I don't know why I get articles out fast. It's just a thing I'm able to do. We talked a little bit about Seattle already. Talked about this. We already. Are there any secret talks regarding Torres? I have not heard anything about that. There's not been any reports about that. So yeah, Blue Jays are definitely getting Michael Brantley, not Soto or Ohtani. I think there's a chance they get Ohtani. I really do think they're motivated to get Ohtani, but again, I just don't think that they have the prospects to get Soto unless they're willing to part ways with Ricky Tiedemann, which they haven't seemed to be very interested in. So that's how I view it. And the Blue Jays, Ricky Tiedemann has a huge injury history, and the Blue Jays are looking to throw away Manoah. I think Tiedemann is the most valuable pitcher that either party could offer, just because I think Tiedemann's that good. But you're right, there is an injury history. Maybe they value King a little bit more because he can help them right now. But I certainly do think the Yankees just have the better package to offer. That's just how it is. And yeah, I don't think Manoah has much value on this market. What is your ideal package for Soto and / Cronenworth or Grisham? I kind of talked about this earlier. If it's with Cronenworth, I'm only doing like Schmidt. I'm doing like Schmidt, Warren. I'm not doing a lot, right? Like that's Cronenworth as well. That's a lot of money. Maybe maybe you do like Hampton, Ian Hamilton, and like Randy Vasquez and Will Warren. Like that might be a package. You get a top 100 prospect, whatever it may be. But yeah, no. If you're talking about Cronenworth, I won't be throwing in much more. Now, if I'm getting Grisham, I would just do like a 5 for 2, right? So I would do maybe like Schmidt, Thorpe, Warren, Hamilton, and like, a guy like Henry Lane or whatever, maybe like a lower level guy who has some upside. And I think that would get a deal done. And the Padres and Yankees would be very happy with those packages. And I think Grisham would help the team. He's a good defender. His bat is never really going to be great. I don't think it's ever going to be better than average or even average. I think it'll always sit right around a 90 to 95 WRC plus. He could get better in New York, but I'm not going to bank on that. But he is a great defender, and he has 2 years of control, and he's only $5 million. So would certainly be interested in bringing in Trent Grisham, although it seems the Yankees aren't as like psyched about that idea. AJ Preller Cocaine Watch. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything more, but yes. King should not be a deal breaker for Soto. I don't disagree, but the Yankees shouldn't offer Michael King if they don't see other offers on the table that would require trading Michael King. Here's how negotiations work. I'm going to kind of break this down in a way that's simple and hopefully easy to understand. The Yankees have looked at, like Juan Soto is a $300,000 house, let's say for them. The Yankees have an offer of about $150,000 because that house should only be valuated at $150,000. They're not going to give in to a demand that's double what they're offering if nobody else is offering even $100,000, right? You're not going to just up your offers because of fan pressure or because of media pressure. According to Andy Martino, they were annoyed about the leaks. That tells me the Padres made those leaks. You know why? Because in my opinion, I think the Padres know they can't go out and trade for Juan Soto and get fair value back unless they're going to the Yankees. In my opinion, I could be wrong. This is how negotiations work. It is going to be a arduous, heartbreaking process. Trust me, guys. I think that the New York Yankees will end up with Juan Soto. Just give it time. I think the Yankees went out and said, yeah, that's exactly what they said. They probably were like, hey, go find a better offer. And when you don't, come back to us. Brian Cashman is a very shrewd businessman. That dude is hard-nosed. That dude was telling Aaron Judge, yeah, we're not giving you what you want, man. Like, if you want that, sure, we'll go leak your offer. He told Jeter to his face when Jeter asked, what shortstops would you rather have over me? He was like, I'd rather have Troy Tulowitzki. The guy definitely has a habit of being blunt and being honest. But you know what? Say what you want about him. He's been a GM for 30 years. I'm pretty sure that, this is just who he is at this point. Here's a package that the Yankees can offer for Juan Soto: Schmidt, Hamilton, Marinaccio, Jones, Thorpe, Vasquez, Riggio. That is more than I think the Yankees are going to have to give up. Would that get Juan Soto? Absolutely. The Padres would say yes to that every day of the week. They'd be crazy not to, but I don't think that gets a deal done. Looking a little bit ahead here at some of the other questions. We've got Fireside Giants, our one of our brother channels. Fireside Giants is the #1 place for Giants information. Anthony, Alex, the crew over there, they're doing excellent stuff with the Giants. Look, I know it's a miserable year, but if you guys want information, look, the draft's coming up soon. We got the end of the season with the Giants. We've got some, a lot of the defensive players have actually gotten a lot better throughout the season. So again, if you guys want to go out and get top-notch information on the Giants, Fireside Giants is where you got to go to. Eric says, he's actually a Padres fan. I know he commented something earlier, and I want to find it. Padres fan here. Did King start did King start many games last year? Was he mostly a reliever? He was mostly a reliever. And he also adds that he feels that the Padres do not have to trade Soto. He could walk at the end of the year, and he's our best option to get some good starters. I think it's the financials. I think the Padres know they can't go into 2024 with Jay Groom and Matt Waldron and Pedro Avila as their 3, 4, and 5 starters. And Juan Soto is eating up enough money where they can't really do anything else. I think the Yankees should look at this from the perspective of the Padres have every right to ask for a lot in a deal. They should ask for a lot in a deal, that being the Padres. They should ask for 7 players as their first offer. This is Juan Soto. They should ask for the moon. But the Yankees are not going to give in to those demands. No other team is going to give in to those demands. I still think the Padres are going to walk with a good haul. It's still Juan Soto, and it's still a guy the Yankees really need. So I do think these two sides end up making an agreement. I think you'll be happier with the package than, it's Juan Soto. I know trading Juan Soto. I'm not trying to justify trading Juan Soto. I'm just saying I think the Yankees are going to give up a package that is going to be enticing for a lot of teams, especially the Padres, when they need pitching. Joey goes, what's up, Ryan? Joey, not Gallo. Joey, if you could hit a ball 120 miles an hour and play some left field, we'd need you, man. We would need you in left field right now. But appreciate you stopping by. Just trying to go back and see for any questions I skipped over. Let's see. Do you think Jack Curry will talk about Jung Hoo Lee? I have actually not checked Twitter for that, so I'm not sure. But he was posted this Monday. The Yankees are apparently interested, so we'll wait and see on that front. I think a good deal would be Schmidt, Brito, Thorpe, Cabrera, and maybe Higgy. I think that would get a deal done. For Cronenworth as well. I think that gets a deal done if you did that for sure. What would you give up if the Marlins trade both Braxton Cabrera in the same trade? As a Yankees fan, I don't think they would, but if they would, it would take a lot. That is a hefty package. That is a hefty package. Those are two elite talents. And honestly, I personally believe that Braxton Garrett's one of the best pitchers, left-handed pitchers that people don't really know about. So I would say it would take a ton. It would probably take it would take trading, Spencer Jones, and you'd probably have to throw in Jason Dominguez. It would be that big of a deal. Look at Braxton Garrett's numbers. He's been really good. I think Lee goes to a team that's rebuilding, but close enough to contending, like the Mets, Nationals, or Giants. I think he makes a lot of sense for the Mets. I think makes a lot of sense for the Giants, but I actually think he ends up with the San Diego Padres. Ha-Sung Kim was a former teammate of Jung Hoo Lee back when they were in Korea. The Padres have obviously dipped into the Korean market by acquiring Ha-Sung Kim. If they trade Juan Soto, Lee would be an excellent replacement. I think he makes a lot of sense for the Padres, but I could see the Giants or the Mets. Don't really see the Nationals. You're right. If the Yankees do get something like Soto, the fans will not care about anything else about the audit. Yeah, I agree. I would give them Glaber for that. You definitely Glaber would be not enough to get Garrett. Garrett has multiple years of control. If Ryan is shorter than 6 feet, then Juan Soto is going to be a Yankee. If you guys want to be calm down, trust me, I am well below 6 feet tall. Well below. I think the problem I think The problem I think Yankee fans see with analytics is that the Yankees do not know how to properly utilize or communicate them with athletes. Yeah, there is a communication issue. And I think that the inclusion of former players, guys like James Rosen, Brad Ausmus, they retained Luis Rojas today. I think having former players who can relate to the veterans on the team and also are open to utilizing data and can communicate it effectively, I think that'll help the team plenty. Personally, that's my opinion. That's my read on the situation. But of course, it's actions, right? Like, I don't care what the Yankees say. I don't care what I speculate. I think that the New York Yankees have to show that they're going to communicate and player develop a little bit better at the major league level before I'm confident that that's going to apply. We're just gonna make the stream ride. Hey, Aiden, we'll have you back. Aiden, obviously, you guys, if you guys stopped by for the last stream, Aiden and I co-hosted that one. Aiden will obviously be back for streams. It's not that he's no longer on these streams. It's just that he has class. He has a life. I do not have a life. Don't you think it's a little bit too much labor, though? I'm a Marlins fan. No, it's not an overpay if you trade Torres for Garrett. Man, I want you to know that. If you're trading Braxton Garrett, you should go out and try to get, like, a serious upgrade, like Randy Arozarena type upgrade. Like, if you're trying to make that type of upgrade, go get Randy Arozarena for Braxton Garrett. That's the type of move you should be looking to make. He's worth a ton on this market. Yankees need Juan Soto, and Jack Curry agrees, and Jack Curry says the Yankees do too. I would give them this year. Okay, this is a hot take too, but I would. Look, 13 years, that's $25 million. It's a lot of money, but you're probably throwing in an opt-out. He's not filling out those 13 years. He's opting out and going to sign elsewhere. That's how that's going to work. Or not elsewhere. He's going to opt out of that deal after like year 4, year 5, and get like a $400 million contract or something like that. I would give Yamamoto that if there's an opt-out for Yamamoto. But if that's what it came down to, if I'm a team like the New York Mets, I 1,000,000% do that deal. I don't think the Yankees will, but the Mets should 100% give Yamamoto that type of contract. He's that type of talent. Torres was our best hitter last year. Yes, but he only has 1 year of control. And he's also owed $50 million. I wouldn't trade Torres if it came down to it, but if you had to, and if it was him or like Juan Soto, you've got to make that deal, right? Like you've got to do whatever it takes to get Juan Soto. That's how I feel. Aiden asked, the Padres have to trade Soto. There's no way they're keeping him for the entire year. If they do, they don't win a championship. This year is a waste. And keeping him for one more season, just trade him. Yeah, I don't see a world where the Padres keep Juan Soto because they need pitching, and they're actually not bad. Like, if the Padres trade for pitching, and, they, let's say, free up enough money to sign, like, bring back Seth Lugo, right? Like, Seth Lugo was pretty solid for them last year. Let's say they added Clark Schmidt and Will Warren to the rotation, and they also had, like, Drew Thorpe, in that farm system. What you could end up having is a rotation of Musgrove, Darvish. You could have Lugo in there, Schmidt, Warren. Maybe that's a lot of righties. Maybe they want a lefty, but they went with a lot of righties last year. So I don't think they're too opposed to that. That's a pretty good rotation. I would argue that's a better than average rotation if they stay healthy. And then you have Thorpe in the wings, probably could factor in at some point during the season. A lot of cost-controlled players there. You can go out and sign a first baseman, maybe just slide Cronenworth over the first and play Kimmich second. Allows them to go out and sign a guy like Jung-Hoo Lee. Maybe they get a big bat in the outfield. Maybe they're in the market for like a Jorge Soler. Who knows? If the Yankees are able to take on a contract like Matt Carpenter's, that could also open some money up for them to, get a reliever, whatever it may be. But I do think that the Padres can compete. And I think that the only way for them to do that is if they can either sign a pitcher regardless of, or regardless of, like, if they're able to sign a pitcher regardless of trading Soto, then that's what they should do. But I just don't think that's a possibility anymore. But I could be wrong, right? Like, we'll have to wait and see on that. But it seems like they're going to have to trade him. If the Yankees don't get Yamamoto, should they pursue Imanaga? I personally believe Shota Imanaga makes too much sense for the Yankees. He's going to cost, roughly what Kodai Senga costs. He had the best stuff plus in the World Baseball Classic. His four-seam fastball is great. He profiles very similar to the Nestor Cortez. If you trade a guy like Michael King, you can go out and sign him, and that's fine. Ideal scenario, let's be real here. The Yankees end up getting Yamamoto, but Imanaga would certainly be a nice consolation prize. Projects really well. I believe Zips has him as a 1.21 ERA plus and a 3-WAR pitcher for next season. So certainly the type of guy you want to add to your rotation. And I definitely think Shota Imanaga would make a ton of sense for the New York Yankees. The Yankees need a contact hitter. They just need good hitters. That's my opinion. They need good hitters. It doesn't matter what type of hitter. They just need good hitters who can hit right-handed pitching. If the Yankees pass on Yamamoto, who would you like for them to push for? I mentioned Imanaga. I think that Mitch Keller, if the Pirates trade him, would be freaking awesome. I love Mitch Keller. He throws a lot of innings. Corbin Burns, if the Brewers trade him, would be a sick add as well. It seems like the Yankees don't have to deplete their position player farm to go out and get Soto, so maybe they can go out and make kind of swing a deal for a guy like Burns. I don't think he's going to get moved, though. Shane Bieber wouldn't be a bad consolation prize. I'm a little bit weary about trading for him because his strikeout rate has gone down considerably over the last 3 seasons, and he just had shoulder issues, though he did bounce back and he looked fine. And then I guess maybe bring back Montas, whatever it may be, but I really do think that like an Imanaga, Mitch Keller, that type of guy, a pitcher that you're going to have multiple years of control over would make a lot of sense. Damian Serrano says, what's up, FGA? I appreciate that you guys know each other. That's cool. Everything is silent with Torres, and I like that because I want them to wait until Soto or Bellinger comes off the board because Torres becomes a big bat available. They can definitely, leverage a guy like Torres in this trade market. This trade market is very barren of bats. I think they can for sure. So we'll have to wait and see on that front. I feel like we're going to get screwed. The Yankee tax is a real thing. No. They're not. The Yankees are not going to be, the Padres are not going to take a shit offer to screw over the Yankees. Personally, that's my read on the situation. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Yankees are truly one of the most hated teams in baseball amongst everybody. But think about it. Brian Cashman's the longest tenured GM. You're not going to screw over that type of guy if you're AJ Preller. Trevor, either the Japanese pitcher or Monty. I would love to bring Monty back, but I don't know if I want to bring Monty back at the price tag he's going to get. That would be a lot, right? Like I don't think that the Yankees are going to be swimming in those waters. Considering that, I don't know if Montgomery is as good as he's going to get the contract of. I've heard that he might get close to $200 million or closer to $200 million than people think. And I'm not giving $200 million for a guy like that. That's just my take on it. But we'll have to wait and see on that front. That we already talked about that. I would throw in some cash to save prospects, 100%. Do you feel like this trade could pick up steam quickly and get done in the next couple of days? Maybe in tonight, will it drag on? Personally, I don't think it happens tonight. Like, no shot. Could it happen by the end of the winter meetings? Sure. The direction that the winter meetings has gone would suggest that it's not going to happen by then. But if you ask me, like, put your money on it, I think it happens before Christmas, right? I think Soto gets moved before Christmas. And I would assume if Soto's getting moved, that it's to the Yankees. So I'll say before Christmas. That's what I'll say. I don't think that it'll be something that happens at the end of the winter meetings, though. I think that ship is kind of sailed because Ohtani and Yamamoto are kind of eating up a lot of attention, and Ohtani's kind of holding up the market. It's kind of sad. Like, it is kind of fucked up, right? Like, Ohtani is holding up the market. And rightfully so. He should get as much money as possible, but it's stupid that baseball is operating in the manner in which free agency drags out this long. Padres have a way to have to trade Soto. Yeah, we already talked about this. Hey, yeah, no, being a Giants fan sucks right now. It's terrible. I have to watch Tommy DeVito and Daniel Jones all year. It's the worst experience ever. Do you want Grisham with Soto, or would you rather sign Lee or Kiermaier? I'd rather have Lee. If you ask me between Grisham and Kiermaier, I'll take Grisham. He's cheaper. It looks like the Padres are just trying to throw him in the deal. I don't think you have to actually add more to get him. So if he's free, I mean, it's money for money, right? I'll take Grisham. They're pretty similar in terms of WAR. They're pretty similar players. It's not massive differentiation, and he plays a lot more. So I'll definitely take that. CWE saying hi to Aiden. I think you two know each other. Waiting for a trade to happen. Would you sign Yamamoto for 13 years? Yeah, definitely. Hey, Ryan, Zach G. I'm in a group chat with Zach G. Zach, I hope you're doing well, my man. I appreciate you stopping by. Say no to Jacoby Bellinsbury. Say yes to Yamamoto. I do not want Cody Bellinger on a 6 or 7 year deal. I absolutely do not want that. There is no shot I'm willing to do it. Like, I can't do that. He's asking for like $200 million. He's not going to get it, but I'm not doing that. Like, I want to sleep with Dua Lipa. Cody Bellinger wants $200 million. These things are not happening. None of these things are happening. He's not getting $200 million, and I'm not signing him. Like, get me Soto. If you're going to spend, go out and get me Yamamoto. I do not want Cody Bellinger. Maybe it's a 5-year, like $110 million deal. I'm cool with that, but nah. Like, just no. Ryan, yeah. I'm famous for being in Zach's group chat. I'd rather have Cronenworth than Grisham. I don't think I care either way. I'd rather have Grisham because it's less money, though. Like, that's what I'll say. Devontae Adams Burner, when Boone was asked what he wants for Christmas, he said a couple things. I think we all know what that is. He also said that Soto's a great Padre, which I thought was really funny. He knows what he's doing. Aaron Boone is unironically a very funny guy. Like, despite what people think about him, very funny guy. He is a very, very funny guy. Let's see. How's it going? It's going great, Zach. I'm doing really, really well. Trust me, you'd rather want Cronenworth over Grisham. It's just the contract. I think Cronenworth's the better player, though, but it's just the contract. I can't do the contract. Yankees definitely have more than enough to acquire Juan Soto. Yep. We already saw that. Yankees. Do you think the Yankees will sign Soto to a massive extension if they acquire him? So Jack Curry said that it's not expected that he'll sign an extension. So I'll say no. Say no. I think he'll hit free agency unless the Yankees go on and say, here's $500 million. Maybe that'll happen. But I don't know. I don't see it happening. I think if the Padres trade Soto, they can replace him with Lee. I think that's what they're going to do. Where can you see the young Cuban pitcher? I believe you mean Yadiel Rodriguez, or I think it's Yariel Rodriguez. I'm looking at Tampa Bay or Miami because of the large Cuban communities there. I could see Miami. That would be sick. But he's a reliever, and it's kind of pricey. I think he ends up going to the Boston Red Sox. Padres going to make other moves to improve their contending team. Yes, I agree. Would you trade for Bieber and Class A? Not for Class A. I would trade for Bieber. Seems like he wouldn't cost a lot. He seems willing to sign an extension. Would I do like sign him, then give him like a 4-year, $80 million deal? Yeah, maybe like 5 years, $90 million, something like that. I would do that. I would like to see how he pitches in New York first, but I would consider it. If he loves New York, then maybe. I believe he's talking about Soto. I think Soto will love New York. He loves the East Coast. I think he'll love New York. And yeah, I think that like Yankee Stadium, everything just fits perfectly for Juan Soto. What's your opinion on Soto being the leadoff hitter? I think that Juan Soto being the leadoff hitter would be special. I would love that, but I think Glaber would actually be a better leadoff hitter because if you hit Soto second, I mean, actually, if you hit Soto first, I mean, teams are not really going to want to pitch around him. They're going to pitch to him because Judge is right behind him. That's tough already. Then you do like Rizzo's third. Maybe you do Torres fourth. That's fine. I would consider that for sure. I think it would work. He's obviously got the greatest on base percentage in baseball since 2018, which is when he debuted. So hard to argue he shouldn't. Would you trade for Gorman and Donovan and then Nardi and Garrett? I would love to do that, but that's not going to happen. I don't think the Padres are going to be, not the Padres. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be dealing a team like players like Gorman or Donovan out there ready. So yeah, I just don't think it's happening. Personally, I don't really think it's happening. But Nardi, I could see. Garrett, also no, multiple years of control, perhaps more suitable for a team with like a team like the Cardinals. Could the Cardinals say, here's Brendan Donovan or here's Nolan Gorman, give us Braxton Garrett? I think that would make a ton of sense. Oh, I think he was suggesting, no, that's not what he was suggesting. He was suggesting, would I trade for those 4 players? And I don't think it's happening. But like I would say if you're the Cardinals, go try and calling the Marlins saying, here's Nolan Gorman or here's and give us Braxton Garrett. And I think that would work for both sides. Like I think the Cardinals would get a lot better. If you look at that rotation, they would have Sonny Gray, Braxton Garrett. They have a lot of innings in Lynn and Michaelis and Gibson. And I think that team is actually pretty good if you do that. What pitchers do you think would be good depth signings? Flaherty, not really. I don't really think Flaherty is going to be very good. I think Montas is the guy. Walker would be fun, but he's going to be more than just a depth starter. I like Eric Fedde, unironically. Like I think his sweeper that he added in Korea, he won the KBO MVP. Would really love that as like a 6th starter. No, that's stupid, but I would definitely do it. But I think Walker would be it's a fine back end starter. I just don't think the Yankees are going to be giving him depth starter money because I don't think anybody's going to look at him as a depth starter. Seth Lugo, if you're asking like who would be like my 5th starter dream, like a 5th starter in the truest sense, Seth Lugo is my guy. I think Seth Lugo would be sick. As for other names, yeah, I think that's where I sit, right? Like Montas is probably the guy that's going to be though if they sign a guy like that. Tatis expected to move to center field next year, so Grisham is expendable. I was not aware of this. Absolutely not aware of this. That would be awesome. I love Tatis. Tatis in center field would be sick. Tatis is an excellent player, superstar caliber guy. Part of the reason why the Padres are going to compete next year, regardless of whether they have Soto or not. But yeah. Do you think a Soto deal will be done before the end of the winter meetings? No, not at this point. Believe the Yankees should use their prospects to trade for White Sox players. Luis Robert would be good fits. Moncada would be a good fit for the Yankees, even the Milwaukee player. I would take Moncada on for nothing. I would maybe think about, but would I? I mean, it's just, I don't know if I would do that. Robert, though, obviously would be a great fit. I would love that, but it's not going to happen. It's going to cost a crap ton. You're going to have to be willing to trade Jason Dominguez and Anthony Volpe. He's going to cost a lot, and rightfully so. He is an excellent baseball player. Yamamoto is going to be the better, younger version of Tanaka. The comps are there. The velocity is a little better. The command is really good. The stuff is excellent. The command, again, brilliant. One of the best pitchers we've ever seen in Japan. Certainly think the comp is fair. I think Roki Sasaki should be their dream signing in 2026. Roki Sasaki might be the best pitcher on the planet, like on a stuff per stuff basis. It would be special, man. I would cry, but that's far ahead. And Murakami, who the Yankees seem to be interested in, will be available then too. So would be interesting to see if the Yankees maybe just dip into the Murakami market, but that's farther ahead. That's about 2 off seasons away. Just heard on San Diego radio that talks on their way for Soto to sign an extension, so he won't have to leave. He's not signing an extension. He's not signing an extension. The Padres don't have the money to give. They don't. Like, they can't commit more money to him. They just can't. But yeah, I don't personally don't see that happening. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. What was the trick with Torian Zimmerman? Not sure what that is. Not sure which. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Which Zimmerman? Like Jordan, like the pitcher, the hitter. Not sure what the other Zimmerman is, but Torre. I'm assuming you mean Joe Torre. Let me clarify what I think it's an overpaid. Don't think it's an overpaid to trade Torres for both. Okay. Yeah, the Marlins trading Braxton Garrett and Edward Cabrera for Gleyber Torres would be the stupidest thing ever for the Marlins. They would never do that. That's a massive overpay. If any Yankee fans telling you otherwise, look, I'm a Yankee fan. I love Gleyber Torres, big Gleyber Torres guy. No chance in hell the Marlins ever do that. Just want to clarify. Do you think a trade for Soto will need either? Yes, either Drew Thorpe or Michael King. Yes, at least one of the two. I think Thorpe is like a mid-rotation guy, is a fair projection for him. He kind of lacks like the dominant secondary pitch. He lacks the elite level, he lacks that elite level like breaking ball pitch. But yeah, I think he's a mid-rotation guy. His changeup is special though. It is a unique pitch, but more like a 3. And then King, I think, has the opportunity to be like an ace. Like, he's that good. But opportunity, upside, doesn't matter. I'm trading for Juan Soto. Like, it's Juan Soto. I don't care, right? Like, any Padres fan listening to this, I'm not in the camp of, I don't think any Yankee fan is in the camp of, I would not like to trade Michael King or Drew Thorpe at all. Like, if it's for Juan Soto, we wouldn't do it. It doesn't matter what. What we are saying is we wouldn't do both if other teams aren't willing to make offers that would require us to do both. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. You know, that's all I'm saying here. Hello, fellow Fire Crashman. Sell the team. Yes, Zach. Hello. How you doing, my man? I can't publicly endorse either message, but yeah. Yeah, no, he's not signing with the Padres. Not happening. Schmidt, Warren, Hampton should get a deal done. Absolutely. Absolutely, that would get a deal done. When the Yankees get Soto and Yamamoto, I'd rather have them get Kiermaier or Bellinger. Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of when. I don't think the Yankees are locked to get both players. I'm not going to lie. But if they got both players, you've got to sign Kiermaier at that point. I don't even think that's like $1 billion you're going to be throwing towards 3 players. And they spent $500 million last offseason. If you sign Bellinger, Soto, Yamamoto, after signing Carlos Rodon and Aaron Judge, we might be talking about $1.5 billion committed to 5 players in 2 years. Never happening. Never happening. Never happening. Just never happening. Yeah, no. Thoughts on pivoting to Imanaga? Talked about this. Would love for that to happen. If the Yankees get Bellinger after Soto, that'd be amazing. Again, just not financially possible, probably. When the Yankees signing Lee and trading for Soto block Dominguez, well, that's assuming 2 things. Number 1, Jason Dominguez is a center fielder, like defensively. And number 2, that's assuming that Giancarlo Stanton is a good enough DH following the disaster it was last season to continue to be the DH of this team. We don't know if Jason Dominguez is a major league caliber player yet. We got a really good week out of him. But like, we've seen really good weeks from players before. I'm not trying to downplay it, but we've got to look at this from an objective standpoint. Giancarlo Stanton had a sub-90 WRC plus and has a negative 1.1 FWAR since the All-Star break of 2022. Those are 2 indisputable facts. Those are 2 things that are true. Those are 2 things that are realities. Let's do our realities, right? We don't know if Dominguez is a major leaguer. We don't know if Stanton's going to be good next year. We do know that Soto is an excellent player, and we do know that Giancarlo Stanton's going to get hurt again. And the Yankees are going to need an outfield that's capable of playing, and you're going to have DH reps open. You don't get healthier as you get older. There's a reason why Brian Cashman said injuries are part of Giancarlo Stanton's game. And that's because he played 110 games last year. He played less games this past season than he did in 2022. That's all. That's what I got to say. That's my spiel. That's my look at this situation. They shouldn't look at Dominguez as a roadblock. They shouldn't look at Giancarlo Stanton as a roadblock. They should be prepared for either of those 2 players to either not be ready this year, not be good enough this year, or whatever it may be. Cody Bellinger wants a $250 million. Yes. Victoria Justice, look, man, I think you got it. Trevor, shoot your shot. Be a shot shooter. You got this. You can definitely land. I think you got this. You got this, man. Will Jordan Montgomery be a good fit? I talked about this a little bit earlier. At the price tag he's probably going to get, no. At the price tag that he could, like Spot Track says he gets, which is like $120 million, would 100% do that. think Montgomery will be excellent because he eats a ton of innings. But again, how good is he going to be next year? How much money is he going to cost? Those are the two questions you have to ask yourself. If they can move Stan, then Soto can DH. Yeah, I think they should DFA. I think they're going to DFA Stan at some point. I don't think they should right now, but I think they're going to. I think he's going to be not a very good hitter down the road. It's not great. It's not great. Like it's not a great situation for Stanton. It doesn't look great for him. Yankees need legit close like Mariano was to us. Nobody can be Mariano Rivera. Clay Holmes is really good. Do you guys know what Mariano Rivera is the single greatest closer we will ever see. Nobody is touching Mariano Rivera. He is the best closer of all time, bar none. Let's cut this out, right? Like there's no like Mariano Rivera out there. There is none. There never will be one. There'll never be another Mariano Rivera again. You're never going to find a closer as good as him. We were spoiled. Yeah, we're not moving Stanton in the offseason. He's not getting traded. He'll have to be, if he's moved, it'll be a DFA because he wasn't playing well during the season. Though I hope that it's not that. I hope that he goes out and, absolutely mashes and goes out and just has a great season because that's what I want. I'm rooting for the guy. But personally, I'm concerned. That's all. I'm just personally concerned. This is an off topic. I'm a Marlins fan. Do you think it would make sense to trade for Mitch Keller with Sandy Alcantara out with the season coming up? It would be sick. The Pirates need pitching. I wonder if you can entice them with like a Max Meyer. Maybe you can entice them with like, I think you need bats. I think you should go out and trade for bats. If you want a pitcher, go sign somebody. Like go sign a Frankie Montas. Go sign a Seth Lugo. Go sign a Michael Wacha. Like I think Michael Wacha would play really well in that ballpark. But go out and trade for hitting. Go out, like Gleyber Torres, if he's available, go out and try to get him. If Oswald Peraza is available, go try to put him at shortstop. Guys like, even guys like, Brandon Drury could be available. Go sign a Heimer Candelario. Just go get bats. Go spend a lot of money on bats. Same, true, but if it's the only real option if they go for Leah and they want to keep Jason, they're not going to get Bellinger. Or Rosarena, if the Soto deal doesn't go through, I don't think the Yankees are going to be trading for Randy Rosarena. I would love that. Like, Randy Rosarena is sick. The vibes are sick. I think Randy Rosarena stays for another year, maybe, or goes to Seattle. My guy, LB Nerds, was the first guy to report on the Rosarena trade block. Just want to point that out. He's pretty good track record at this point. Fire question. Would you trade Stan to San Diego? Cronenworth goes to the Jays. Bogarts to the Giants. That's a lot. That is not happening. Like, a lot of this stuff just isn't happening. This just isn't happening. I would trade Stanton as we get Soto. Don't care. I would trade Soto. If we get Soto and part of this trading Stanton, I don't care what the details are really after that. But I don't think it's happening. That's just my opinion. Think Randy Rosarena goes to the Mariners? Yes, I'll go 50-50 on that. What do you think the Yankees get out of doing that? Nothing. Soto said publicly for the Padres to trade him. That's not what he said publicly. It was a report. He didn't say it, but yeah, he wants to be traded. I mean, even if he didn't, it wasn't a report. Guys, this guy's future's in flux right now. He's got a family. He's got his own life. He doesn't want to be like, all right, I don't know if I'm going to live in San Diego, Boston, New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Toronto. Like, there's so many, you don't want to be in that flux. Yankees can't let themselves be in that flux. Cannot let himself. The Yankees know, not the Yankees, the Padres know that if he's in that flux, that's a disaster. And that's going to treat him really poorly. But we'll see. Soto's trying to take his free agency Bryce Harper style. I mean, he is Shohei Ohtani. He is the best damn player on planet Earth. Should the Yankees give Jason Dominguez an Atlanta Braves type extension? Yes, if he comes back and plays well. If he finishes the year and plays really well, yes. Give him like 8 years, $100 million. Yes, they should. I see the Jays giving Bellinger $250 million. No shot to give him $250 million, but I do see them maybe getting involved in the sweepstakes. My dumbest take. I would be perfectly happy with 3 above average hitters and like a Michael Wacha instead of Yamamoto, nothing else. Should have shot A-Rod. First off, excellent movie reference. What a good line. But no, you shouldn't. No, we should not do this. We should get Juan Soto and we should get Yoshinobu Yamamoto. We should not do that. We definitely should not do this. I'm sorry, bud. Should not do that. I don't want to be within 500 feet of Jake Cronenworth's contract. That's fair. That's more than fair, my man. I hear you. Also, Pistol Pete, my guy. This is my guy. Follow him on Twitter. Guys should check his stuff out. He's really cool. Great guy. Sean LaFair. Dua Lipa and I may be going out tomorrow night. Sources tell me, Sean, Can't be possible because that's my wife. I don't think you can really be taking out my wife to dinner. Her and I actually have plans after this stream, so not really sure how you're taking her out for dinner, bud. Apologize, I hate to break it to you. Signing Juan Soto as a free agent is still technically an extension. Yeah, if you're asking, like, is Juan Soto likely to stay with the Yankees if they traded for him? That's a different question, but I took it literally. I took it like while he's under contract signing a deal. That's how I took it. But I think if the Yankees trade for him, they have every intent to sign him. What are you studying in school? Great question, Ghost Prodigy. I was studying business. I still am studying business. I want to switch to media though. This is what I love doing, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put my full intention into being the best prepared to do this job and to give you guys what you guys need, and hopefully, get sources and just be what you guys need Yankee content to be. Jacob87 goes, Bieber scares me with his velocity. He was down last season, I think, to 91. That is a concern. He is a concerning pitcher, but he has been good, and that's my thing here. He's concerning, but he's also been good. Right? Like in 2022, he was elite. Like, he was really damn good. But there are red flags. I would only trade for him if it really costs nothing, and there's only 1 year left in that deal. That's how I look at it, personally. So I could be wrong. We'll wait and see. It's a shame Donovan isn't going to get moved. Donovan to Judge, Soto to Glaber to Rizzo. Oh, my God. Dude, that would have gone stupid. It would have gone stupid. That would have been special. That right there is special. That right there, I'd cry. I'd shed real tears down my face. I would cry. I would trade whatever. I would do whatever it takes. That right there, that's special. That's generational. You're thinking the way we should be thinking. Live in the Bronx, you're probably getting all the shorties. I do not live in the Bronx. Not currently. And I would not say I am outside getting the baddies. It's not what I would say would not say that's my lifestyle currently. Very much let's just say the way the Yankees and Soto and the Padres are in talks, Ryan may be in talks with a situation that has precluded him from looking at other options on the market to save face a little bit here. I'm actually surprised at doing all this instead of giving him an extension and after falling short of acquiring Ohtani, who will be a Dodger. They don't have the money. They don't have the money. They just don't have the money. I think with Yamamoto, Yankees might go out with a 6-man rotation. They might. I don't think they would do that. I think it would be a 5-man and then skip some starts for Yamamoto. They could just go like, hey, all right, Yamamoto, we're going to start John. We're going to do an opener today, and we're going to throw Burrito as the bolt guy. And they'd be like, all right, cool. Push it back a day. But I don't think they'd ever do a 6-man because Garrett Cole exists, and Garrett Cole should be pitching every 5th day and probably wants to pitch every 5th day, right? Like, you don't want to throw off your entire rotation for one guy. Yohan Moncada's become so mid. Yeah, he's terrible now. Not going to lie. Like, he's pretty mid. If the deal don't get done during winter meetings, I'll be worried. Padres will probably just keep Soto losing for nothing. I wouldn't say that. I think it's just that things are moving so slowly. That's really what it is. Ohtani's held up the entire market. That's what's going on here. Bro, you live in the Bronx. You know all the shirts. Again, definitely not what's going on with me, bud. Hi, how you doing, Ron Duffy? I hope you're having a good night. So same people say Boris won't sign extensions, are the same ones saying the Padres are going to sign him to extension. Yeah, if they signed him to an extension, I would be flabbergasted. Flabbergasted would be like an exaggerate, like that would be underselling what I would feel. Anthony Mazzano, let's not forget Rob Manfred said he's moving the MLB draft internationally, so we won't have a posting system. Is this true? I have not heard about that. If that's true, that's huge. I have not heard about that though, but we'll see. Yeah, it's probably negotiating through the media. I know, I'm not gonna say anything, but all I'll say is I know a couple of reporters who have been saying a couple of things about some other teams of Juan Soto who are being used as negotiation tactics. But yeah, what are your credentials? I'm sorry. How you connect to the Yankees? Answer the question. I have no credentials. I have none. I have never stated to have credentials, Brian. I apologize if you thought I did. I hope. I don't know. I do not have credentials. I'm not connected to the Yankees. Yeah, I would not say I am. Would not say that's in my situation currently. Not gonna lie. Let's see. Wouldn't trade King at all if they don't have to. I agree. When do you think that the next minor league signing will be for any team? I think it'll be Eduardo Rodriguez to. The Mets are not interested. Maybe not Eduardo Rodriguez. You know what? I'll go on a limb. I think it's Kevin Kiermaier to the New York Yankees. My wife's boyfriend says Angels may not be my wife's boyfriend. I think that I heard Buster Olney actually said that he thinks that he'll go back to the Angels. So we'll see. I would trade one of Hampton or Thorpe and one of King or Schmidt. Con man, I agree. Would definitely do it. I think the Yankees would too, but just not with 6 other pitchers. I think that package would actually be enough for Soto. I agree. I think like the Montas deal value-wise would make a ton of sense. Who's the best pitcher, like close to being an ace? Probably Michael King. He's probably the closest. I think he has the best stuff. If you ask me who I think is the best prospect of that group, Chase Hampton probably has the best upside. Will Warren has the best stuff, and Drew Thorpe has the highest ceiling. What are your thoughts on Judge's personal hitting coach hating driveline with hitters? I'm not going to speak on who's right and who's wrong. I'm not going to speak on whether I'm not going to speak on who's right and who's wrong. I am the least qualified person in that conversation. So, yeah, I'll say, driveline is smart. Aaron Judge's hitting coaches clearly know what he's doing because he's worked with Aaron Judge. That's what I'll say. Will Juan Soto be No, absolutely not. Henry Lane losing. Yeah, no. Henry Lane is special. That dude could be a top 5 prospect in the organization by the middle of the season. A Rosarena in the future. Maybe when he hits free agency, the Yankees will be involved, but I just don't see it happening via trade, personally. Clay Holmes' bad outings are always poorly timed. That's why he's so hated. Yeah, he is not the best closer in baseball, and he is not Mariano Rivera. Nobody is Mariano Rivera. He's not Edwin Diaz. He's not Emmanuel Clase at his best. He's not Josh Hader, but he is still pretty damn good. And I don't want the Yankees to pay massive, capital in the prospect pool or pitching pool for that. Do you expect Hal to pay Soto $500 million plus? I think we'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to sit here and definitively say one way or the other, but I definitely think one where that will certainly see their interest level in bringing back Soto as we kind of move on. We need a good closer. I think we're fine. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to reply to any of these comments that are clearly just anti-Semitic comments. Not doing it. You can try. Respectfully, you guys can all lick me. Just saying. Respectfully. With that being said, Randy Rosarena is also a... Jesus Christ. I can't speak about this. I'm sorry. Will December be the year of Yankee closers and free agent? I don't think they're getting a closer at all. How about Isaac Paredes? He's not a left-handed hitter. He's a third baseman, but not a left-handed hitter. I think he's going to the Seattle Mariners. Actually, I did say I think him or Rosarena are going to the Mariners. Paredes makes the most sense. Who do you think a third team could get involved? I think the Marlins could secretly get involved. Maybe they throw in a pitcher. Maybe the Yankees give them a bat. We'll see. We need young left-handed hitting, use of surplus or quality pitching to get a few deals done. I agree. Juan Soto has family in New York. Absolutely. 100%. I can't say this kid. He's got zero affiliation to the Yankees. Too bad. Grow up. You're still here. You're watching me. I'm getting money from this. I appreciate you, bro. Nationals manager said Juan Soto can definitely handle playing in New York. That is true. He did actually say that. I think Soto is clearly possible of handling this. Boris wants a deal done soon. We haven't heard anything of this sort, so I'm not going to say that, but I would imagine he does want a deal done soon. Can we get bought? No, we cannot get Rafael Devers. No, we cannot get Rafael Devers at any point in the future. Soto's the number one priority. I would say Yamamoto is the number one priority publicly, but I think Soto's, like, when Soto talks emerge again, I think that'll take front stage. Where do you think Yamamoto's headed? To New York, but to the Mets. I don't know what Martinez says, but that's per Brian Hoke. Yeah, that is per Brian Hoke. Oh, this is the Randy Rosarena stuff. When Soto hits free agency, do you think the Yankees have enough money to sign him? Yes, they are the New York Yankees. They should have enough money to sign him. The kid got married at 19. He's definitely a simp. I don't have a wife. I don't have a girlfriend. So yeah, I would say I'm not married. And I'm not going to even open up the other ones. Hey, you're here though. Low Scott, I appreciate you, bro. Would Gilbert for Donovan and Helsley be a fair trade? Try guy, this is my guy. Jack, how you doing, my man? Gilbert for Donovan and Helsley would be a fair trade. I actually think you might want to ask for a little bit more. I think you could do Donovan and like O'Neal and Helsley, or maybe Donovan, O'Neal, and like, I don't know, but I think you might be able to get a little bit more. If the Yankees have Soto on opening day, that hotel in left field would become boards. We'll have boards on the windows. Dude, I would do anything for that. Anything for that. Do you see Yankees getting Devers? No. By the way, Ryan, when I traded for Gosman in 2023, I traded him for Sonny Gray. You won, man. I appreciate you, dog. You did it. You're the GOAT. Fantasy trades. I'm terrible at fantasy trades. Really bad at them. Do you think a third team get involved in the Soto trade? Yes. If the Yankees were not, they would be elevating their prospects to be a juggernaut in 2 to 3 seasons. It says Drew Thorpe. Is this actually Drew? I don't think this is actually Drew Thorpe. Is this Drew Thorpe? I don't know if this is Drew Thorpe, man. I don't think this is Drew Thorpe. But if it is, I hope you don't get traded. I like you, man. He's creating. Don't mind haters. Hey, I don't have to mind anti-Semitic people, right? Like, I don't have to mind them. These people, if they want to hate, they can hate. There's 184 people here. I'm chilling, man. Jalen Guzman, how do you think? We're not. He doesn't have a left-handed swing, so not happening. You play Fortnite? Nah, man. I would like to. I don't really play. I play more COD than Fortnite. So yeah, that's where I'm at. What player salaries are we shedding soon? Probably would say if it comes down to it, Torres, but I don't think they're going to have to shed salaries. If it came down to it, it would probably be Gleyber Torres because he can net you the most value. I don't know if they can trade Anthony Rizzo or if they should. I think Rizzo is going to be pretty solid next year. And then for LeMahieu, he has a no trade clause, and I don't know what his value is at. It's probably really negative. And then obviously you can't really move Giancarlo Stanton. So would say Higashioka maybe is like a salary you can shed. Yeah, that's probably the salary that you end up shedding. But it's probably Higashioka, and it's not really a substantial number. I like Brian Cashman, so I wouldn't say this. I actually think Brian Cashman's handling this perfectly. If Ohtani goes back to the Angels, yeah, you should just shoot your shot, dude. You got all the chance. You should shoot that shot. Lelane is 94 to 97 on his four-seam fastball. He's about 6'7". He is only 19 years old, struck out like 38% of batters faced last season. Really good left-handed pitcher, could get better. We'll have to wait and see. Gillen and Gomez could end up being amazing relievers this season. Soto can play anywhere. Yeah. I mean, I have no idea if you're Drew Thorpe, man. I have no idea if you're actually Drew Thorpe. I don't think you are, but sure. I actually think this is a really good take. I think these two guys have really good stuff. I actually like Gomez's fastball. I think that, his numbers suggest he should be more of a reliever anyways. Same with Luis Gil. So, yeah, there's that. Devers, please. They're not trading for Rafael Devers, man. Yeah, I'm just giving my opinion. I have a couple of things that, like, the Manoah not having much value thing, I can tell you is not just an opinion. And then the Jays being a smokescreen, not as much of an opinion there. That's more like stuff that's already been put out there. I'm reading a lot of stuff from just Twitter, right? Like a lot of that's sources and then, from Twitter and people tweeting stuff publicly and just relaying that information alongside giving my opinions. Padres might as well ask for Garrett Cole in the Statue of Liberty. They asked for 7 players. The Yankees said no. I would handle that, I don't think you should be trading 7 players for Juan Soto and Trent Grisham, considering the years left on their deal. I don't really want to be traded to the Padres. Drew, I actually have no idea if this is you. I don't think it's you, but hey, man. I don't want to see you traded, but I don't want to see you traded, dude, but it's Juan Soto, man. I'm sorry. I don't know why people come in. I can't stand it. No, yeah, nobody's really I'm only we're only getting the more people that comment, the more engagement, the more money we make, and the more views we get. So I appreciate it. I actually really appreciate it. The hate helps me, helps everybody else. So all the guys at Fireside are appreciative, man. Dua Lipa likes guys who are taller than 5'2". You don't know that. You don't know that for a fact. You don't have sources on that. They're all Blue Jays fans for real. Yeah, no. Maybe. I don't know. You play Fortnite? No, do not play Fortnite. Brendan says, Volpe and Soto 1 and 2 in the lineup for decades to come hit like fine wine. If Volpe can take a step forward, absolutely. If they can take a step forward, if Volpe can take a step forward, he'd be an excellent addition to this team in terms of just helping the lineup, but I don't think you should lead him off to start the year. He didn't have a good enough year to do that. So I think you're better off leading off Gleyber Torres. I know he's not really fast, but he's got the best bat out of all the infield guys. I don't think he should lead off LeMahieu either. I think Volpe, you hope he works his way up to that. But if he does, that would be special. Yeah, you already asked this. They're not getting a closer. Maybe they get a reliever. I know that they're looking to bring back Wandy Peralta, but I don't think that's happening. I mean, I think they'll bring back Peralta, but not a closer. Hey, Wandy. Hey, Ryan. First-time caller, long-time listener. Man, Cole Calhoun. That's my fucking guy. Whoever this guy is knows me. Whoever this guy is aware that I love, that I absolutely love Cole Calhoun. Cole Calhoun is my freaking guy. I would love to see him out in left field. That's my dude. Apparently also a really good guy. I've heard that he's a pretty good dude. He was a pretty good influence on the AAA dudes. But that's really all I'm going to say about that. We need a new coach. I'm tired of Boone's decision-making. It doesn't matter who's the decision-maker. If the team isn't very good, they're not going to be very good. And personally, I think getting Juan Soto, you don't care if Aaron Boone's the manager if Juan Soto's playing in left field and if Yoshinobu Yamamoto is taking the ball every fifth day, right? Right? Like, you don't care. You don't care at that point. That's what I would tell you, right? That's all I would tell you. We love the haters. They motivate us to do better. Yeah, they do motivate us to do better. NYY Underground Boys, thank me later. This channel is kind of terrible. Go there then. That's fine with me. Go there. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Who do you think has more valuable, Kirby or Gilbert? Kirby, because I think he's a better pitcher and he has way more years of control. The Mariners should look to extend Kirby. He's an excellent pitcher. That dude is a stud. Strike throwing stud. I love him a lot. Give me Candelario at third base for 2 to 3 years. If Lombard is in the organization and is ready, have him be the third baseman of the future. Overlooking Trey Sweeney a little bit here, and also Roderick Arias is also in the organization, but Candelario for 2 to 3 years would be a really nice addition. Gives the Yankees another left-handed switch hitting hitter, and that would be a really nice guy to add. So, I really do think that Heimer Candelario would be a nice player to get. I also don't think he's going to cost too much, but again, they seem pretty content with Peraza and LeMahieu for now. Haters are really just weak-minded people. I'll probably talk to for posting that, but I don't think it's Drew Thorpe, man. I'm sorry. La PPK. If the Padres really want to cut salaries, there's a chance they ask for Machado or Tatis to waive a no-trade clause. Look, I don't think that's happening. The Padres can compete. They can compete with multiple of those guys, even if they don't have Soto. They have those guys locked up long-term. Tatis is a young superstar. They should keep those two players. Obviously, if the Yankees could get Soto and Tatis, I would do anything for that, but they're not going to do that most likely, and nor should they. I don't think that's actually Drew Thorpe, to clarify, Don't really think that's Drew Thorpe. Let's see. Padres want NYC and all the people in it for Soto. Yeah, they want the Yankees to really be in on Soto because I think they like what they're getting from Soto. Or they like what the Yankees give them for Soto. Not Yankee related, but Brandon asks, what are my thoughts on Brewers extending Chiriyo? If you're Jackson Chiriyo, you cannot turn down that much money, right? That's guaranteed money. You never know how your career is going to go. And then from the Brewers, you lock up a guy who's going to be really good for a really long time. I think this is excellent for the Brewers. It's the right thing to do. I think that's what you should be doing as an organization. I know that it's a little scummy that you're taking advantage of the fact that, it's a system in place that there's 6 years of service time. And so there's a far chance that there's a far gap between Chiriyo debuting and then hitting free agency, and that's subject to injury and a lot of different variables. But given the system, Chiriyo, I think, is smart for taking it. He'll hit free agency when he's around 29 or 30 years old. He'll make more money. And then for the Brewers, he's going to be a great player, great center fielder, great base runner, great hitter, excellent player, an excellent deal for the Milwaukee Brewers to have completed. I hope you have 97 in the tank, man. I really do, Thorpe. Thoughts on the Las Vegas Athletics. Alexander, it's terrible that they moved. I think it's stupid. I think it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I think that the New York Yankees are not the New York Yankees. I think the Oakland Athletics should go out and they should try to compete, but they didn't try to compete. They traded Matt Olson away, got jack shit in return. Traded Matt Chapman, got jack shit in return. Traded Sean Murphy. They didn't even get the best player in the deal. William Contreras was the best player in the deal, and the Brewers got him. So Athletics are terribly run. John Fisher is a disgrace to baseball. That's my feel in the situation. So look, Cincinnati's got sources. I gotta give him credit. The guy called the Bader for Montgomery trade. I think he's got sources. I'm not gonna talk down another guy who says he has sources because I can't confirm or deny that. He got the Bader Monty thing right. I can't hate. Ryan, my guy, keep up. You're the reason I watch. Keep it up. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the support. Blue Jays fans have been hilarious to watch lately. They want Soto. We want Soto. It is what it is. Think Wells will have a big year. I think he'll be around a 105 WRC plus hitter with about solid catching defense. And I think that'll be what the Yankees need from the position. He's left-handed, and it'll help deepen the Yankees lineup. Haters will just make you better. Yeah, they just make me better, man. Hey, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I don't think you're Drew Thorpe, man. And also, he didn't play AA, dude. Like, if you're gonna do the Drew Thorpe act, you got to know he didn't play in AA. He played in AAA, my man. Say no to walks. Say no to walks, indeed. Your cat. My catcher, Augustine Ramirez, is going to be a star. I actually think Augustine Ramirez is going to be really good. Again, I don't buy that you're Drew Thorpe. Going to clarify that. But I actually think Augustine Ramirez is a really good catcher. Great defensive player. Really good contact skills. Needs to work on his launch angle management. Makes good swing decisions. Has good game power. Should be the type of guy that projects well if he can increase his launch angle and improve those skills. Who do you think the Yankees play in center field, or who do you think the Yankees can get with Jason Dominguez out for some time? I think it'll be Kevin Kiermaier, personally. They've been linked to him a lot. Or maybe it's Trent Grisham. But those are the two guys, or maybe Jung Hoo Lee. Those are my three candidates. If you ask me the percentage chance, I would say Jung Hoo Lee is the least likely, and I would say Kevin Kiermaier is the most likely. Cole Calhoun was a beast in AAA. He also played well for the Cleveland Guardians, so you guys should note that. Could the Yankees wind up with Jung Hoo Lee and Yamamoto only? Lee, they could. I would prefer. They got to go out and get Juan Soto, though. They've got to go out and get Juan Soto. That's what they've got to do. They've got to go out and get Juan Soto. That should be their top guy. Who's more realistic, Soto or Bellinger? Probably Bellinger, right? Steven Talk Sports, I think it's Cody. It's not Cody Bellinger. It's Juan Soto. Jack Curry didn't mention Cody Bellinger on the hot stove. The Yankees haven't been linked to Cody Bellinger very often. They have been publicly from some people in the terms of like they've engaged, but the Yankees are dead set on getting Juan Soto. They're not dead set on getting Cody Bellinger the same way they want to get Juan Soto. Eddie Martino reported concerns that the organization has with his hard hit metrics. I just think it's Juan Soto who's more likely to happen. Also, you don't have to immediately commit a bunch of money to him. You can kind of wait that one out. Soto's for sure getting traded. Yankees have the best offer by far. Padres stalling for a bit to try to drive up the price and bring up a lot of teams that have, Padres stalling to try and bring the price tag up, but not a lot of teams have what it takes for rental. Blue Jays offer is a joke. Lowell, Manoah. Dude, Manoah is just not good. Manoah is just not good. That's just what I think. I don't think he's good anymore. And yeah, if they're not offering Ricky Tiedemann, they're not going to get him. That's my opinion on it. I don't think they're going to get him. I think the Yankees will. I'm gonna entertain this guy for a little bit. Let me ask you something, buddy. What do you think makes the Yankees give 2 cents on what you think? More than you know, bud. More than you know. You have no credentials. You're nobody. I do not have credentials, but I'll just say more than you know, bud. More than you know. That's all I gotta say. Appreciate the clicks. Appreciate the views, my man. WW Fresh, fan favorite right here. Really commenting a lot. Did you see Luis Severino's message to the Yankees and Yankees fans? Yeah, it was a sad situation. Obviously, injuries ruined his career. I think if he didn't get injured as much, he would have still been here. Eddie Martino actually kind of hints at the fact that, discrepancies in how long he should have been on the IL for kind of, pushed the Yankees and Severino away. So, yeah, it is what it is. I think he needed a fresh start. I think New York is the market for him, and I think that the Mets are going to really like what they get in Severino if he's able to stay relatively healthy. Do you think the Athletics should change their name to something new? Maybe. I don't think they will, though. Alex Manoah is worse than Brian Wu and Bryce Miller. Yeah, by a country margin. Drew Thorpe is a good person. Come on. I don't know. We don't know if he's a bad person. He's not. He's a great guy. Probably. I don't know. Oscar Gonzalez is kind of a righty version of Willie Calhoun. He's a good flyer to take. He's 25 years old. It's the type of flyer you take. I didn't read into it very much. 40-man spot. That's all that matters. I think Higgy and Ben are gone in spring training right before opening day, in my honest opinion. Yeah, I think Jose Trevino's really liked. Obviously, Jose Trevino actually spoke to a guy who worked in the Pirates organization. He was a minor league catching coordinator for the high A team. And he mentioned, a lot of the guys he had talked to in the industry really felt like Jose Trevino was just the type of guy you want every catcher to be. And I think his defensive skill set and just the person he is in the clubhouse is going to keep him on that team. He can hit lefties really well sits righties really well. So I think that's a combination that's going to work really well. No, I do not want Tyler Wade back. I hate Tyler Wade. I'm sorry. What do you think the opening day lineup looks like? I think it's Soto in left field, Kiermaier in center, Aaron Judge in right, Peraza, Volpe, Torres, Rizzo from third to first, Stan's the DH, Wells is the catcher, and Garrett Cole is your starting pitcher. I think that's what it's going to look like. One date with Dua Lipa or 8 years of Juan Soto. I am a man of the people. We're doing Juan Soto every day of the week. Pause. We're bringing the Juan Soto for 8 years. Come on. You think I'm going to do one date with Dua Lipa and sacrifice 8 years of what could be a World Series window for the New York Yankees? Not happening. We're doing Juan Soto every single time. That's what we're bringing in. Let's see. I have faith in Volpe. I do too, Stormcloud. 2020 season with the plate discipline he showed from time to time gives me hope for the future. Look, he's a great defender. He's a great base runner. If the bat is average, he's going to be a 3.5 to 4 WAR player, and that's a pretty good player. Higgy should do San Diego in the trade. I think that would make sense. I actually think that that would make a ton of sense for the Padres. They want a catcher. If they aren't signing Gary, of course. If they're willing to sign Gary Sanchez, they should do that because Gary is pretty good. And that's who I would acquire if I was the San Diego Padres. I would go out and get Gary Sanchez back because he was pretty good. I can't really. I'm sorry, Drew. Where do you think Soto and Ohtani go? Allen, Soto to the Yankees, Ohtani to the Dodgers. People who say that the Yankees never develop anyone, have no farm, are going to end up with egg on their faces. I agree. I think that they're going to be very sorry in a few years. 10 years, more inches of height, and $10 million, or Ohtani, Soto, and Yamamoto for the next 9 years. Second option, Ohtani, Soto, and Yamamoto for the next 9 years. That's a World Series title. Money can't pay for a World Series title if you only have $10 million. Do you think we keep Glaber? For now, yes. For now, I think we will. I don't think he's going to be extended. But for now, yes. Do you think... I would guess the Yankees would want Bellinger at the right price tag. And Soto does feel like a foregone conclusion. Mark Feinstein of LB.com kind of wrote, if a deal happens soon, it feels like it's Yankees or bust. And I would agree with that. What's popping? Alan? Hope you're doing well. Does being linked to... don't know who this guy is. Not gonna lie. Yeah, no, I mean, everybody starts from somewhere. Whoever gets Soto, it'll be a rental. I agree. Don adds Spencer Jones in a deal for Soto, yes or no? I would say no. I don't think that's going to end up happening. I don't think that it's going to end up being that. Kevin Wilson says, what's a package that gets a Soto deal done? I think a package that gets a Soto deal done would be Michael King, Chase Hampton, Randy Vasquez, maybe like a Henry LaLane. I think that would get a deal done. If you don't want to throw in Michael King, Clark Schmidt, Drew Thorpe, and I would say I don't know, Randy Vasquez or Johnny Brito, and then maybe throw in a Richard Fitz, maybe throw in a Will Warren, maybe throw in a Kyle Gashioka. But I think it depends. Like the first guy you give up, whether it's Schmidt or King, is going to determine whether it's a 4 or 5 player package. In my opinion, that's what I think. So I'll tweet that, say a friend of a friend. I think that tweet's bullshit, man. I think that tweet's full of shit. I hope they're right. I'm not trying to downplay anybody. I just think it's full of shit. I just don't think the Yankees really have a link to Bellinger. So that's my opinion. That's how I feel about it. So yeah. Who's better, Tiedemann or King? Tiedemann's the better value you're getting out of this, but King is the better current pitcher. Tiedemann, I agree. I would say Tiedemann has more value. He's a really good prospect. Really, really damn good. I know the minor league numbers are underwhelming, but the stuff is excellent, and it doesn't really matter as much, in my opinion. I think stuff matters more than results when it comes to evaluating minor league pitchers. On game day, I'm not that. This guy is hilarious. I don't know who you are, man, but you're fucking hilarious. What did you say? You're gonna have to reroute. You're gonna have to re-ask what that was. I think they could, but I don't think they will. I think I think they could justify it, but I don't think they're going to end up doing it. That's my take on it. Bellinger, Lee, Judge, Soto, Stanton, Rizzo, LeMahieu, Wells, Trevino, Volpe. That's not really possible because that's 4 outfielders. But I could see Lee, Judge, Soto, Stanton, Rizzo, Torres, LeMahieu, Wells, Trevino, Volpe. I mean, also Trevino can't. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay. Bellinger or Lee, Judge, Soto, Stanton, Rizzo, Torres, LeMahieu, Wells / Trevino, Volpe. Yes, that's a fair lineup. I think that could happen. I don't think Bellinger's going to happen, though. Just throwing out there. Julito, he's not a Yankee yet. I think he will, but not as of right now. Soto's a beast. Absolutely. Would you rather give up all of the pitchers that the Padres are asking for or a smaller round of players, including Dominguez? Paul, this is a really good question. I would say a smaller package of players, including Dominguez, because you're getting Juan Soto, right? Like, I know it's a tough sell. I don't know, actually. That's tough. I don't know. I'm gonna need some help on this. Chat, tell me what you guys would do. Would you rather do Dominguez and fewer prospects, or would you rather do that 7-player package? You guys tell me. I would love to know. He might be Aaron Sanchez or Ricky Romero. Yeah, he has to prove himself again. Absolutely has to prove himself again. I'm sorry. He has to. I like this kid. This guy's fucking hilarious. Schmidt, Hampton, Brito, Warren is already more than enough for Soto. I would agree. I think that should get a deal done. If Yamamoto falls through, pivot and get Glasnow, Snell, or Monty. They're not going to get Glasnow. I think LB Nerds might have mentioned like Glasnow's being moved. And other guys have now mentioned that as well. I don't think the Yankees are going to get Glasnow. I think he mentioned that they had a conversation about it, but he doesn't fit what the Yankees need, which are innings. Snell, I don't think that's happening either. I just don't see it happening. They haven't really been linked to each other. Monty, I also don't really see that happening. I don't think they've been linked to each other, but I don't think the Yankees aggression is special on that front. I don't think their aggression is really going to be all out for Jordan Montgomery. A dream lineup for opening day: Bellinger or Lee. Oh, he clarified. Okay, yeah, that's a good lineup. How about Belly at first? Rizzo's getting old. I think that Bellinger and Rizzo will have very similar WRC plus numbers next year. If that's a hot take, that could be a hot take. But we'll see. I will say that's a hot take. I'll say that's a hot take, but I think Rizzo will end up being a slightly better hitter than Bellinger, at least even. But yeah. I don't know who Steven Romans is, man. I don't. At the end of the day, New York got a superstar and gave up some. Yeah, you have to give up good players to get a good player. It is what it is. How would you use a Cabrera next year? Only as a utility guy. See if he plays his way into a starting role. The Sweeney play third, has not played third yet. I think he can. He seems like a solid defensive shortstop, so I think he can hold his own there, but the bat has to get a lot better. The bat has to get so much better in terms of just like him being able to live up to his potential. That's my opinion on it, though. We'll wait and see. Give up the pitchers. That's a fair question. Like, that's a fair point. Maybe you want to give up the pitchers. All the pitchers, Dominguez is my my center fielder of the future. The Martian, you're absolutely crazy. No way. I'd vote the pitchers. I agree. I think the pitchers might be the better call. Maybe I was maybe I was waffling a little bit there. Maybe that's a little bit of a stupid take on my end. I'm willing to admit I'm wrong. Willing to admit I'm very wrong. The Jays should try to get Stroman again. No. Shoulder issues. Regressing. No. Just no. Yeah, no. No more Glaber. No, Glaber's good. Glaber's been good for the Yankees. If you can keep Glaber, I would love to have Glaber. Like, I would love to have Glaber Torres on this team going forward. Martian's untouchable. I want them. Yeah, I would. You know what? You're talking me out of it. You guys are talking me out of it, guys. You guys have talked me out of saying what I was originally going to say, which is like, I think I'd rather give up Dominguez and save some of the pitchers. Where do you think Burns, Bieber, or Cease go if they're traded? Cease to the Dodgers, Bieber to the Cubs, Burns stays through the deadline. To the deadline. Drew Thorpe, Hannah Staples says Drew Thorpe is definitely just Dua Lipa. I can't believe that's a thing. That's rough, but I'd rather keep the Martian with the pitching lab. That's fair too. Storm, you're right. Like, the Yankees do develop pitchers really well. They traded a bunch of pitchers last deadline, and they replaced all of them. New York Yankees need to do something fast. Time is running out. Time is not running out. They'll be fine. They'll be very, 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 very fine on that front. We'll wait and see. They're not going to give in to demands until they give a reason to. What do you think of the Yankees analytics, them hiring a company to help them out? I think it's good. I think they needed someone to just kind of mirror their work and try to apply that to what they're doing as an organization. That's my opinion on it. And I think it'll help them going forward. For all the talk about Soto being a generational player, he is a generational player. I'm sorry. The Martian has all the tools in order to success. Yeah, he can be a generational player, but he's just not he's like, it's still Juan Soto, right? Like, Juan Soto already is a generational player. That's my opinion on the matter. I think that Dominguez is really damn good, but we'll see. We'll see. Tulipa was a kick-ass pitcher. This guy is unbelievable. Sweeney's becoming a tradable prospect. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure what his trade market's going to look like, but he is Rule 5 eligible next year, and I think we'll be able to revisit that conversation then. Analytics need to be better this year. Yeah, they need to be able to communicate their analytics better this season. Personally, that's how I feel about the subject matter. I think that's the public opinion. That's the private industry opinion. That's what everybody thinks. All right, let's see. Soto in front of Judge would be insane. You got to make... Yeah, I agree. It would be an unbelievable duo. It would be a generational duo. What's up with Noah Syndergaard? Is he washed? He went to Driveline. He went to Tread. He went to the Dodgers. He went to Cleveland, and he still sucked. He's done. His career's over. It's over for him. Higgy should go to San Diego in a trade for Soto. Adds more value. I agree. I saw Ben Rice playing summer ball, and when he was in college, how good do you think he'll be? And he has to get better against lefties. But man, oh man, he can really freaking hit. Like Ben Rice, that dude can mash. If he takes that step forward, is competent against left-handed pitching, I think that I think that the New York Yankees are going to be very happy with that situation. Personally, we'll wait and see. Are Jackson Kowar and Cole Phillips good? Jackson Kowar, not sure. Cole Phillips, absolutely. Cole Phillips is awesome. Cole Phillips is incredible. I think he'll be really good. His stuff is excellent. Be very happy for that. Should we sign Monty if we don't get Yamamoto? I don't know. Depends on the price tag. Peraza might be a good piece. We'll have to wait and see. I think he sticks around. I don't think they're committed to trading him, nor do I think they should be committed to trading him. That's how I feel about that matter. If we trade King or Clark, who would be the rotation? Ernest, it would be Cole, Nestor, Rodon, Nestor, and then like you'd have 2 open spots. I think that they're not going to trade both of them in the same deal. Personally, you don't need to give up 5-tool center fielder for a left fielder. I'm going to consider Dominguez a great defensive center fielder. I can't lie. Like I haven't really seen any data that would suggest he is, but he could be. His arm is really good, and I hope he is one. I would love for Monty to come back to NY. I would too, man. I really would. He's good, but I don't know if he's going to be. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what that price tag's going to look like. New York needs to go out and they did what they did in 2009. Yeah, just go all out. Go all out and spend a ton of money. That's what they should do. Still mad about Brian Sabean still being employed by the Yankees. I can't speak to his impact in the ball club. I can't speak to what he does in the organization, and I can't speak to what's his thought process. So I'm not going to advocate for a guy to get fired over that. His defense does not bother me either at all. Like I don't care about his defense. I'm just saying, like it is a flaw, but I don't care about it very much. Can the Yankees hire Bill Fergus already? I do not know who Bill Fergus is. I think. Let's see. Bill Fergus. His name might pop up to me. Oh, was he let go? He let go by the Astros. He was let go. Yeah. I personally think he gets hired by somebody else. That's just my shit. I don't think the Yankees are hiring a new assistant GM. We haven't seen anything that would indicate that. Already answered this. Don't know who that is. Do you think Spencer Jones is going to get a shot next year in the big leagues? Depends. If he has a really good year in AA and crushes in AAA, maybe, but we'll see. I'm not sure he'll get a chance next year. He's not Rule 5 eligible yet. He doesn't have to be put on the 40-man. I think he'll have to wait another year, maybe to start 2025. Do you see Ben Rice getting a major league call up in 2024? He definitely could. 100% could. That's not outside the realm of possibility. I think he's a little more likely than Spencer Jones is to get the call up for 2024. Trying to see. Ben Rice makes me okay with not getting Bellinger. Yeah, he's special. I like him a lot. I like Ben Rice a ton. So, yeah, I think that's how I view that situation. If the Jays should try to sign Tio and Lourdes Gurriel Jr., I think they should try to go get Max Kepler. I think that would be a really good fit for them. If, of course, they're not willing to trade Ricky Tiedemann for Juan Soto. Benny actually took me. Drew Thorpe's hilarious. Drew Thorpe, of course. Thoughts on Brian Rue and Bryce Miller? Brian Rue needs to develop something to handle secondary pitches, like opposite-handed hitters, but he could be really good. Bryce Miller still needs to develop a little bit, but I think both those pitchers will be very good in the near future. Dominguez in left, Jones in center, Juan Soto and Juan Soto and Aaron Judge in right field DH. Stanton, boring people at MLB Network in a suit jacket. Yeah, probably what's going to end up happening. Yeah, I could see that happening. I'm just not very confident Stanton's going to bounce back. Drew, I hope you're actually Drew Thorpe. You're not, but I hope. There's a 2.2% chance you are. Not even. I'd say 0.1. It's funny though. This guy's hilarious. Yeah, there's IFA money. So the IFA money is definitely like their amount of money they have there would be affected. And I don't think that the Yankees want to give up the draft picks either. If you're hearing me, it's me typing names. And that's because I am not aware as to who Wandy, that guy is. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure who exactly he is. I imagine he's an international free agent, but yeah, I would say that they shouldn't do it because of the picks, the IFA money, and the fact that Juan Soto is available. Stan is washed up. I hope not, but it looks like it. Career trends would tell you that probably is. Yeah, they probably won't hire anybody from the Astros right now. Not gonna lie. The Red Sox will be a headache next year. I'm not too worried about Boston as of yet. We'll see, but as of now, I do not think so. If Cortez and Rodon bounce back and we get Yamamoto, we have the best rotation in baseball. 1,000,000,000% we have the best rotation in baseball at that point. That rotation would be special if we did that. I expect there to be a trade soon since financials to be admitted and the Padres are not in line. They don't have to. I don't know actually what the compliance stuff is. But yeah, I imagine it gets done eventually at some point. We'll wait and see, right? We'll have to wait and see. I don't feel any certain way. He's coming back because they should make him come back because that's a guy I clearly like, and I'm not in the clubhouse to say that they shouldn't like him. Spencer is a true talent, special talent, truly. Yeah. Talk of Chapman, he locks up third base as an elite glove. The bat's too questionable, the price tag's too hefty, and there's a qualifying offer attached. That's probably why the Yankees are not going to bring him in. The Jays trade for Trout? No. Sure. Ohtani signs tomorrow and Soto gets traded soon. No and no. Ohtani, well, maybe the Soto gets traded soon thing, but Ohtani is not signing tomorrow. What range of managers do you think Boone is? Top 15 to top 10. He is as good of he's better than what people think. He's a better manager than everybody thinks. I think he's a top 15 manager for sure. I don't know about top 10. I haven't laid out my top 10 because I don't think you can really quantify that personally. Thanks. We need to get a deal done for Soto, then sign a pitcher. Yeah, probably. Sign a pitcher, trade for Soto. Those two things probably go hand in hand. Tony Will to the Dodgers. He wants to win. Yeah, he's going to the Dodgers. That's exactly where he needs to go. Don't go anywhere else. His regimen will turn back the clock, inshallah. Storm Cloud, you're hilarious. Jay should bring back Josh Donaldson. I agree. They should bring back Josh Donaldson. They should sign IKF. They should bring in everybody who's they should bring in Josh Donaldson because he's a former MVP and a grizzled veteran. Logan Webb's a top 5 pitcher. Would you trade for him if he was available? He will never be available because he signed an extension. And he is a top 5 pitcher in baseball. I would do anything for Logan Webb to be on my team. Oh my God, he is so damn good. He is unbelievable. Unbelievable pitcher. Great guy. Alan Tam, just rolling eyes. Woo Suk Gu, I know it's his real name. His stuff is good. His stuff is pretty good. I don't think the Yankees are going to be interested in his market because I don't think the Yankees are going to handle that. But I think that he will be really good when the St. Louis Cardinals pick him up, probably. I should not say this, but truly, I appreciate the insight, Drew. No, Tino Martinez should not become the manager of the Yankees. Chapman strikes out too much. There is a whiff issue. I don't think it's too much of an issue, but it's the fact that his game power is not always translating from his raw power. He sometimes struggles on that. Would you bring back Aroldis Chapman on a 1-year deal? Absolutely not. Trout could get traded to the Phillies. I could see it. Hell no. Don't know to what you said this to, but the Dodgers. Because Ohtani to San Francisco. Maybe. I think it's the Dodgers still. Bring back Chase Headley. Sure. Boone seems pretty good once we call up the kids and at the end of the year and started winning. He clicks well with the players. Like, how am I gonna tell anybody that Brian Cashman's bad at his job when I can't quantify his impact on the players? If we don't get Soto, I think we should trade for Luis Robert. That would be sick. But I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening. I don't think they're trading for Luis Robert. That's my opinion. That's all. What are your top 10 pitchers? I'd go Garrett Cole. I'd go Spencer Strider, Logan Webb. I'm missing somebody. Hold on. I'm going to have to rethink this one. Let me scratch my list off. Because we're going to take a look at players, I guess, if we're doing a top 10, right? I'm going to go Garrett Cole, Spencer Strider, Zach Wheeler, Logan Webb. I'm going to go I'm going to go Corbin Burns. I'm gonna go with Framber Valdez. I'll go with Kevin Gausman. I'll put Yamamoto 10. I'm just gonna put Yamamoto 10, so 10 is Yamamoto. And I guess I'll go like I don't think Aaronola's top 10. I think he's more like 11, 12, 13. I would put Max Fried. I think Max Fried as 8. If I mentioned Zach Gallen already, I'll put him. If I did not, I'll put him 9. I think that's my top 10. So to run it over, Wheeler, Cole, Strider, Wheeler, Webb, Burns, Valdez. I forgot my 7. No, I forgot my 7. I forgot my 7th guy. Shoot, you get my point. I guess I'll have to redo it. Yeah. Okay. New list. All right. I'm gonna have to write this down. Like, I'm really bad at memorizing things. Okay. Do this again. Garrett Cole, Spencer Strider, Zach Wheeler. I'll go with Logan Webb. Go with Framber Valdez. You're right. It's Kevin Gausman I missed. I'll go with not Framber Valdez. Corbin Burns is my 5. That's my top 5. So Cole, Strider, Wheeler, Webb, Burns. That's my top 5. My 6, I'll go with Framber Valdez. My 7, I'll go with Kevin Gausman. My 8, I'll go with Zach Gallen or Max Fried. My 9, I'll go with Zach Gallen. And my 10, I'll go with Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That's what I'll go with. That's my top 10. That took way too long. Shot is injury prone, but the Angels regret signing him to his contract. I think they're very happy still with the contract. He's still going to be very good at baseball and all that. Where does the Yankees farm system rank in all of baseball? I think they're a top 10 farm. Baseball America probably is going to rank them as a top 10 farm. Somewhere in that 10 to 12 range, 10 to 15 range, is probably appropriate. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll be at with the Yankees farm. Should the Yankees sign Jordan Hicks or the Cuban pitcher? No, because they shouldn't spend money on right-handed relievers. If Belly comes to the Yankees, you see him taking over first over Riz. Nope, he's going to play center field, and he should. I don't think Bellinger's going to net the value of his contract playing first base, where he's going to get less defensive value. I think his value comes from being a great defensive center fielder. I don't think it's a matter of being somebody that should play at first base. Kevin Gausman, that's who I missed, yeah. If you don't trade big pieces for Soto, maybe you trade for Dylan Cease. They will not be trading for Dylan Cease, most likely. Zach Wheeler should be the second best pitcher on your list. That's fine. Top 5, you can shuffle anybody in that top 5 around. Anybody. He'll teach them rookies right. Papa Cohen, go for it. Sure. Also, speaking of the Mets, Kodai Senga, probably somewhere in that top 15 to 20 range. Really good pitcher. Do you think we should keep Wandy? Yes. We're probably going to start wrapping this up, by the way, in the next 5 minutes. It's been about an hour 30. So, yeah. New York needs to go out this winter meetings and do what needs to be done. Yeah, they should go out and do some crazy stuff. They should do some crazy stuff and spend money and trade for big bats. 3rd is fine. That's for Wheeler. Yeah. Snell definitely deserves top 10 praise. I agree. Castillo definitely deserves top 10 praise as well. I would slot, if you slotted Castillo in your top 10, that's more than good with me. I think he's really good. What do you project Jason Dominguez's final stats to be when he's in his prime? For average, I'll say 250. Home runs, I'll say 25. Stolen bases, I'll say 30. OBP, I'll say 360 or 370. OPS, I'll go around 850. And WAR, I'll say in his prime, he'll be a 4 to 4.5 to 5 WAR player. 4 to 5 WAR player. That's, I think, I don't know what sound that was. An optimistic, but still realistic projection. That's optimistic, but it's not like Juan. I don't think he's going to be Juan Soto. That would be a crazy projection to put on anybody. But I think he can be really damn good. You missed somebody, Drew? I apologize. Cole, Wheeler, Burns, Alcantara, Gausman, Webb. I can't pull Alcantara in there because he's not pitching next year. That's why I left him off my top 10. Based on 2021 to 2023 performances, again, it's just a matter of Alcantara's hurt. If he wasn't hurt, I would have him in. Bams, I don't know what that is. Number 9. Sure, Drew. Who has the best farm system in baseball? The Baltimore Orioles, I think, have the best farm system in all of baseball. I think Senga in the top 10 is fine. His stuff is really good. I think he's a really good pitcher. I do have concerns about the command, but I think he'll be top 10. I think he'll be top 10 at some point during his career. What's up, guys? I'm back. What's good, Smiley? Should the Jays trade Bo? No. GTA 6, It's going to come out in 2025. Yet to see the trailer. I will after this. Bassett is underrated. Yeah, he's a solid pitcher. Who's untouchable? Nobody's untouchable for any price at all. But in like a Soto deal, I'm not trading Jason Dominguez because I don't think I need to. That's my opinion on that. Yeah, that's how I feel. Blake Snell, definitely the Platano. Yeah. Blake Snell is definitely considerable for the top 10. Do you think the Yankees can get Yamamoto and Imanaga? I don't think they can do both if they're getting Soto. And I think they're interested in Imanaga. I've heard the Yankees did go scout him, but I'm not sure they're heavily involved. We need Danny Burgers. We do need Danny Burgers. Daniel Vogelbach, we do need Daniel Vogelbach. That is the missing piece. Bassett is a solid middle of the rotation starter. I think he's a considerable 3 starter. If we get 2 of Belly, Soto, Yamamoto, we're posting contenders. I think the Yankees are already projected to make the playoffs. Getting 2 of these players would make you one of, if not the best team in the American League. Like, I'd go that far. Garrett Cole and Zach Wheeler are my top 2 the next WBC and US. Hey, Garrett Cole's not pitching in the WBC. Hate to burst your bubble, buddy. Jason has more power coming. Yeah, his raw power is great. We'll see if his game power exists. What about Bueller? Injured, so not on the list. Days to get Lou Bob, you have to trade Dominguez. Would you do it? Yes. Would you have had Ohtani in your top 10 before he got hurt? Yes. With that being said, fly in your final questions. I'm going to wrap this up soon. I appreciate you guys sticking around as long as you did. It was an hour and a half. And we got some really good conversation in here. Some unfavorable conversations as well, probably. Some not great ones, but we got, hey, if you guys like the content, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We will be doing more. We'll be doing one every single night of the winter meetings. So tomorrow I'll be right here. We'll see if I have anybody else. But yeah, appreciate you guys sticking by. I'm going to answer these last few questions. Who's more likely, Imanaga or Yamamoto? They seem more interested in Yamamoto. So I would say Yamamoto, but I would say if you ask me, like, hey, if they got Juan Soto, I would say Imanaga, but that's a guess. Sign Vogelbach's wife to a minor league deal. Sure. The Jays should sign her. No, they should not. Top 5 rotations in baseball are too much. All right, let me give my top 5. This is going to be tough. We'll think. Let's think. Number 1's probably the Mariners. Number 2, I'll put the Phillies. I'll put the Phillies I'll put the Braves number 2. They have Strider, Fried, Morton. I like that. Not really. I don't know. Okay, you know what? Let's think. Okay, I'll go Mariners 1. I'll do the Rays 2. I'll do the Blue Jays 3. They performed really well last year. I've got to give them credit. I'll do the Philadelphia Phillies 4. I think the rotation's really good. They've got 2 top of the rotation guys, and Walker, Suarez, and Sanchez are really good. Not really good, but they're solid. And then I'll put, I think the Braves are capable of being 5. Like, they have Strider and Fried, and both these guys are really good. And Morton was pretty good last year, but there are some variants. I don't like Elder. I don't like Gonzalez. I don't like Yanoa. I think Waldrop could be good. I'll say that they are I would put them as my number 5. So to recap, Mariners, Rays, Phillies, Blue Jays, Phillies, and actually, you know what? I'll put the Marlins over the Braves. I forget the Marlins exist. I know they don't have Sandy Alcantara anymore, or as for now, but they still have Luzardo, they still have Garrett, they still have Cabrera, they still have Rogers, they have Perez, they still have Meyer. They have a lot of pitching, so I think that they'll be 5. Any lefty relievers not named that you would target? Yuki Matsui of the MPB, Joely Rodriguez for cheap, and that's probably it. I don't know how many. On the trade market, Andrew Nardi. I haven't really looked into that many left-handed relievers. Speaking of Yuki Matsui, Ryan, you're the man. This guy's named Yuki Matsui. Yuki Matsui is a cool pitcher. I think he's a really good pitcher, personally. Predict Garrett Cole's 2024 season. He'll put up about an 80 ERA minus. He'll strike out a lot of guys. He won't walk a lot of guys. Probably be like a 5 WAR player. That's what I'll say. He'll probably be a 5 WAR player. Do you think a trade happens today and tomorrow between anybody? Maybe, but not with the Yankees and Padres for Juan Soto today. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Fuck them trolls. These streams are always great. Ryan, I appreciate you, Storm Cloud. You're the man. You know what's good? Yeah. look, man, I wasn't going to put them on the live. Those guys are losers. Those guys suck. They know they're losers. They've got nothing better to do. I stand, I got a good life going for me. I don't really got to concern myself with those kinds of people. It is what it is, right? Haters going to hate. And if they're going to be anti-Semitic and spread hate, I'm not going to give them the platform to do so. All right. Absolutely not. Marlins pitching stack. Absolutely. Snell will be an Oriole. That would be really good for the Orioles, but they're not going to spend that money. Do you think the Yankees will try to get Montgomery back, or Montgomery to bring back Montgomery to get Imanaga? I think they would want to bring back Montgomery, but I don't think they will get the money to do it, because I think that if you're going to spend that money, you just pay for Yamamoto. Monty staying in Texas, I would definitely see that as a possibility. I think he ends up in Boston though. Nick Ramirez was underrated. It's just that he's worse against lefties than he is against righties. That's why I don't consider him a tried and true left-handed reliever. I wish that we could have gotten him. I wish that we could have gotten Machado, but it is what it is. Can't cry over spilled milk. It is what it is. Web Dog, special pitcher, folks. Peraza and Pereira seem to not be involved in the Soto deal. Do you think the bald man can flip them for Kepler and Polanco? Kepler doesn't seem interested in playing center field, so I don't think him and Soto would be in the same outfield. Polanco would require trading Torres. So I would do Polanco if you traded Torres and got pitching back, and that's what you had to do to replace Torres, but I don't see either of those moves happening. Nobody should sign Trevor Bauer. I don't think anybody will. I hate too, Thorpe. And then I heard the Yankees want Merrifield. I have not said anything about that. I would cry if we did that. That would be terrible. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for stopping by. We had a lot of people in the stream. We actually had 200 viewers for the first time in Fireside Yankees live stream history. It's very brief history, but thank you guys so much for stopping by. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night. Check out our socials, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. You guys can subscribe, you guys can follow my personal Twitter account. It's right there at Ryan Garcia ESM. And, you guys are going to be updated. If you guys want articles fast, Fireside Yankees, ESM, we've got you guys covered there. And I'm trying to do my best to write as much as possible. So again, thank you guys so much for sticking it through with me. And we'll see you guys in the next one, everybody. Peace out. Have a good night.